Hello guys, this is a review for the movie Lady Bird, which was released sometime last year around September, more or less. I had a chance to watch it December and this year on January, logically, but I threw away the tickets because I did not think that I was going to review it. And not for any other reason other than the fact that months had passed from the day of release to the date when I watched it. But please believe me, I watched it and it's amazing. And here's why. Before I get into the review, I must say that there are spoilers. It says so in the title. This movie was written and directed by Greta Gerwig and features Saoirse Ronan as Christine. Has Timothee Chalamet playing Kyle, Laurie Metcalf playing her mother, and Beanie Feldstein as her best friend Julie. So many actors and actresses that I'm going to give credit to in the bottom and the description. I don't mean to be disrespectful, it's just so many names, you know. But here's the thing. Lady Bird is about a high school student, this young girl who is very outspoken, very brave, rebellious, and going through a lot of emotions and a lot of changes logically, as all of us do around our teenage years. She's a senior in high school and she is forced to attend a Catholic school because her mother believes that public schools are very dangerous, since one guy almost got killed with a knife at her older brother's school. Her older brother is adopted, by the way. It doesn't have much of, you know, it doesn't make a difference. Well, for the jokes, it makes a difference. There's just so many things. You have to watch it for yourself, but here's just a brief review and a few interesting details so you could decide if you want to watch it or not. She meets Julie in this Catholic school, and together they go to theater class where she meets Danny and falls in love with Danny. Danny is one of the rich boys, one of the best houses in the neighborhood in Sacramento. That's where they live. And she instantly falls for him and they become a thing. He even introduces her to his family, and on one occasion during their presentation of their act, she goes behind the stage into the restrooms, but they are occupied by a bunch of girls, so she decides to use a men's restroom, and voila, she finds him in there with another guy making out. That was one of those oh my god moments. This movie has a lot of oh my god moments that you don't necessarily expect from a movie that is so realistic. It just follows this pattern that is very very subtle and very straightforward. But in between those straight lines, there are just some curvatures, and you're just taken aback. It's like a roller coaster ride, you know, just a very, very mild one in a good way. So after she finds out about that, she falls for Kyle, a musician who she had seen perform earlier, but did not, you know, pay much attention to because she was in love with Danny. And they start, you know, being a thing. He's another one of the rich kids who hangs out with the really popular people. So she decides that she's going to live her life trying to fit in. And this is very consequential. This is because she was going out with him. She falls into that crowd, so she tries to make them think that she's cool and that she's rich and everything. So she becomes friends with this girl who she lies to. There's one funny scene that I want to mention. Her friend is like, oh, we should hang out. She's like, yeah, let's do this. Are you out? Yeah, like, yeah, actually I'm right in front of your house. And Lady Bird gave her the address of Danny, her ex-gay boyfriend, because she felt so embarrassed that she lived on the wrong sides of the tracks as she referred to in the movie. So she's like, oh, I'm right outside, and she's like, no, don't go in there. Ah, God, what am I gonna do? She curses, and so her friend finds out, and things just go very stale from there. With her And things go still with Kyle, her boyfriend, because he kind of lies to her that he is a virgin. Before she has sex with him, she tells him, I have not done this before, I'm a virgin. And he makes her believe, gives her the impression that he too is a virgin when he is not. And then Lady Bird finds out by his own mouth, and things go stale from there. During this whole time that she's with the rich kids and her boyfriend Kyle, she kind of departs away from Julie, who had been there with her from the start, and who really, I think really liked her. They both liked each other genuinely, not for the interest of fitting in or whatever. They were just very compatible friends. But they steer away. And on prom night, when Kyle and the other friends were like, oh, we shouldn't go to prom, we should just go party at someone's house, she's like, you know what, just take me to Julie's. I'm just done. And then she goes with Julie, who's like crying and eating. It's like, what's wrong? So they bond, they reconcile, and they go to prom together to have the time of their lives. While all of this is happening, she had been applying to out-of-state universities because, as was the case with her high school choices, she believes that in order to be more culturally knowledgeable, more just more free, she has to get away from her hometown, get as far as she can. And New York puts her on a university in New York puts her on a wait list, and near the end of the movie she gets accepted. But all of this is going on unbeknownst to her mother, who is a very rigid woman who is very overly involved, and not in the sentimental way like, I care for everything that you want or everything that you need, I will cater to your needs. No, she's the one that, okay, this is this, like this, like this, and I want things done this way, and if you even so slightly stare out the path that I put you in, there's going to be trouble. That's the type of mother that she is. And Lady Bird, being a very strong-willed and powerful girl, they kind of clash together. There's no, oh, she's evil or she's evil, daughter versus mother. It's the fact that they are both very strong women at the same level of intensity, and they just, they fight each other. So her mother is obviously very hurt. She doesn't even say goodbye to Lady Bird, and Lady Bird ends up going to New York. She gets drunk one night and ends up in the hospital. And by then she had already read the letters that her mother had written for her, even though she did not intend to send, because she thought that Lady Bird would criticize her grammar. But, she opens her heart. Her mother opens her heart to Lady Bird, and Lady Bird takes it all in. She becomes more mature, and I do hate that word, but that's what she becomes. She becomes more mature, and she starts accepting her name as Christine. She calls them, and they don't answer back in their hometown in Sacramento, so she leaves a voice message basically apologizing for her behavior and thanking them for being the amazing parents that they were. That's what the movie's about. The movie's amazing. Trust and believe me. It's like the other one that I reviewed, Call Me By Your Name. These movies, there's just no way in my brain, in my mind, that I could picture you, seeing all the wonders that those two movies are. You just have to experience them. These do not feature weapons or action scenes or incredible death scenes or gore. So there's a lack of that type of display, but there's an abundance of other very, very good qualities. Hence the Oscar nominations for both. I just saw the nominations earlier today, and very well deserved. The reason why I actually decided to check this movie out, because the title of the movie, Lady Bird, just did not ring a bell with me. I had no intention of watching it until I read an interview where Greta Gerwig she disclosed that she wrote letters to Justin Timberlake and Alanis Morissette and one other artist for the rights to their music so she could use them in her movie. And let me tell you, Alanis Morissette, for me, is one of my favorite singers of all time. She's just so amazing, so I knew that anything involving her name, anything with the creativity and the originality of Greta Gerwig's letters, you know, for a movie. You know, this isn't like permission no to use it on my YouTube video. No, this is, you know, important things. A lot of you know, economics and monetary deals I have to set for these type of things. And she just went out of her way to be original, and I admire that. I knew that she had a very unique way about going about things. So I decided to give this a try, and I'm very happy that I did. This movie's so unique, so nice, very easy to digest. There's nothing too cruel, too harsh about it. I have read many comments on Facebook and on YouTube of people actually saying, oh, this is a terrible movie, it's boring, it's only admirable and relatable if you are a Catholic girl going through that. And not to agree with them, but I actually went to a Catholic nun school in Mexico, primary school. That's where it all started for me, so I do get the idea that Gerwig had, and the idea of being confined into this box, and just us, you know, us the young people, I'm not that young, but us young people back then, we just felt so trapped and wanting to get out and finding ways to go about life. And, you know, I could only imagine what my life would have been if I remained there in the Catholic schools, Catholic private schools forever. I could only imagine. But, yeah, you know, Kyle is played by Timothee Chalamet, who stars in Call Me By Your Name. That's why I decided to watch Call Me By Your Name, because of Timothee. I already wanted to watch Call Me By Your Name, but when I realized that it was Timothee Chalamet who played Kyle in this movie, I was just fully convinced. And that dude, amazing. I did not like his performance in Lady Bird. I felt that he was just another actor, average, nothing, you know, just very annoying. But that was his character. That was who he was supposed to be playing. And now my eyes have been opened and I had seen the light. I'm not kidding. This guy is amazing. He makes you believe it. For a second there, I thought that was him, but that was not him. That was his character. So be sure to check out other movies of his and other great actors, because they're going to make you believe that that's them when they're not those characters. Saoirse, the star of this movie, amazing performance. I know that she has starred in a lot of serious films. I know that. I have not watched many of them. I do believe I watched one, what was it, Atonement, I believe, where she plays a little girl, but I did not recognize her there. And she, back then, even so far back, she was already an amazing actress, so she is only maintaining that level of performance. Kudos to you. Kudos to everybody involved. Everybody. This movie is very, very, very good. Very good. I give it a serious 9.5 in its category, and highly recommend it to all of you guys, because just, you know, you won't regret watching a gem like this. I believe that's it for this one. My next review is going to be horror. Let me get back to my roots. I appreciate your views. Thank you for watching.